Hello everyone, it's Thomas GGB, and today we're talking about the first episode of Kamen Rider Geo. The first episode of the new series debuted this past weekend, and honestly, I thought it was pretty good. I don't entirely like it. I have a few problems with it, but I'll get into that in a second. So, we started off with, Oma Geo, his name is, the future evil Geo, fighting the resistance force in front of this memorial to him and or assumed him, and all the other past Kamen Riders. And I have to admit, I really like this scene. Maybe it's just because the Oma Geo suit is very, very sexy. It looks so cool. I mean, that could just be why I like it so much, but it also does look really cool having all this resistance attacking him, and he literally destroys the whole, it's like an army, like a full-on army, and he wipes them all out with barely any effort. And I mean, that already shows his power. So then we move on, and we meet then our main character, Sogo Tokiwa. I've already gone over the cast, so I think I already know everyone's name, so that's pretty cool. Basically, Sogo we get that classic introduction, oh, here's our main rider, here's his helper, or sorry, friends. It's one dude who we don't even know. I don't really know his name. And then the grandfather, whose name I also don't know, or the uncle, the uncle, the old dude. Basically, he's put on this career document thing. He wants to be a king when he gets older. So that gets to my first problem with Sogo. He's really naive. Really naive. His literally, what do you want to be when you grow up? A king. In most parts of the world, there aren't kings anymore, and even then in Japan, they're emperors, not kings. So that's funny. But it's kind of weird that he wants to grow up and become a king. Okay, but I mean, that does fit in then with something we learn later on with, or not we learn, but it helps him become Geo then. So basically then, he's minding his own business, and then he's just suddenly attacked by Gaze. Gaze really just comes out of nowhere in this. But Gaze is here and is attacking him in the time machine, and then he just randomly gets saved by Tsukomi, and she explains to him that Gaze is coming to kill him, like she said. And then she shows him the video of the Demon King attacking, and basically Gaze, as we know, Gaze is trying to kill Sogo because he's trying to stop him from ever becoming the Demon King in the future, which makes sense. Tsukomi is just trying to stop him from becoming the Demon King in a more peaceful manner, not trying to kill him, because that's just the way she is. I mean, again, we already know this, but in case you didn't know, I'm going over it. But then we get to the weird part of the episode, which is just a lot of time travel, just for, I mean, obviously it's a time travel series, but just bam, time travel, bam, time travel, bam, time travel, she picks him up, and they leave, very suddenly, then they appear in dinosaur times, and Sogo's almost eaten by a dinosaur, and then, bam, they're taken, I believe, to, I don't know, it's some ancient Japanese time period, bam, he's just taken there. She quickly goes over, yeah, I'm a time traveler, so he believes him. Or, he believes her, my bad. And then, she says, he has, a blank ride watch, I think it is. And she says that will give you extraordinary power. I think that's all they do with that. Basically, it's just, the watch. He saw it earlier, and he put it down, but then he, it just appeared back to him later on, and he's like, what, how'd this get here? So, obviously, it's, it's trying to tell you he's destined to become Kamen Rider Geo. But then, all of a sudden, Gaze shows up, and then, bam, we leave, and it's Time Machine versus Time Machine in the time portal thing. And then Sogo's just randomly whacked into 2017 with Build. Now, this isn't really my biggest problem with this episode, but I'm just going to point out that he should not be able to go to the Build time, because, I mean, we already know, because of Build being in a separate dimension, there's no way he can get into Build's Skywall timeline. But maybe it's because, I don't know, I'm sure maybe they'll explain it. But basically, he just meets Build and Cross while they're in their prime early on in the series, and then all of a sudden, what's her name, Tsukomi shows up, knocks them all out with the Fizz Blaster, and returns Sogo back home. And this all happens in 5 minutes or something, or maybe not 5 minutes, but it's really quick. Bam, we're in ancient times, bam, we're in more ancient times, oh, Gaze is here, bam, we're in the portal, bam, Sogo's in 2017, and then bam, he's back home. The pacing feels really weird. Stuff is like all this took like a really quick time. I don't know why it had to happen so quick, but then from there I believe So goes back home, but then he realizes he still has the ride watch. So basically he's like, oh, that wasn't a dream. Oh no. I'm screwed now. But basically then we see Wool, I believe his name is Wool, the little kid of the Time Jackers. He says that he's trying to, or we see him create the Heijin Rider, another build. The weird thing about this is I thought they were in 2017 still, so I was like, wait, what's going on here? But no, they're in the normal, or Sogo's normal time. Just for some odd reason he chooses build. So another build is attacking citizens as monsters would do, and Sogo then tries to stop him. And basically Waz, I think the subs I'm using refer to him as Waz, and I've seen other places refer to him as such, but I think original translations called him Wars, so I'm gonna call him Wars because that sounds a lot better than Waz. So I don't know, I might change that later depending on such whatever translations or whatnot. So basically Wars shows up and tells Sogo that he can save, or he can defeat this monster. He has the power to, but it's all in this ride watch. And basically this is the moment where Sogo either is destined to become the Demon King, or isn't destined to become said Demon King. So the interesting thing here is Tsukuyomi is trying to tell him, don't do it. Same thing with Gaze, they don't want the Demon King. But Wars is kind of like egging him on, like, oh, come on, do it. You want to become a king, right? And with that, Sogo's like, oh yeah, I want to be king. And then it causes him to create the Geo ride watch. Wars just randomly has a Jiku driver. Hey, here you go. Here's your driver. Why? Why does he have a Jiku driver? Just randomly? And he says, you should know how to use this. Why? Why does Sogo know how to? Maybe it's his destiny. He knows how to use it. I don't know. But he henshins, which is a cool henshin. I like how the whole screen like flips. It's kind of nice, or it's kind of nice, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool too, and it deals with the whole time travel thing. And then obviously the katagana attaches to his eyes. Kamen Rider Geo has henshin, and with that, like, the thing I really like is they set this up as like a bad thing. Like, our main Kamen Rider just henshin for the first time, but they set it up as a bad thing. Like, oh no, he's henshin, the Demon King has born. Oh, my Geo is like gonna come true. That was pretty cool. I was like, normally you get a feeling like that when a Kamen Rider henshins for the first time, but they did set it up like that, so that was pretty cool. So then from there, he beats another build. Nothing, it was a cool fight scene, first show off of the powers and whatnot of the series. And then Gaze shows up, he just transforms, like, bam, Geo transforms, nope, Gaze is here to steal your spot, like, bam, henshins. And then, like, literally right after that, we get Ghost Armor, just all of a sudden. And Ghost Armor goes to attack Geo, and that's where we end the episode. So, again, I did like this episode. The only problem is I just thought the pacing was a bit weird. As I said, like, we go through the time travel stuff really, really quickly. I didn't know if we needed all of that, or maybe if we could have changed that a bit. And then again, like, right after Geo henshins, all of a sudden we get Gaze henshining, and then right into Ghost Armor henshin. And it makes it weird that the Ghost Armor is the first time, armor time that we see in the show. That's a little weird. But overall, I did enjoy this first episode of Kamen Rider Geo, and I am excited to see where the series is going to go. And I'm excited to see where Geo's going to go. I think Geo has a lot of potential. This first episode is not bad by any means, and yeah, very excited to see where Geo is going to go. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that big fat subscribe button for more Kamen Rider videos, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.